Everyone, welcome back. In this video today, we are going to do a crypto market update, along with maybe some DXY, maybe some stock market towards the end. So if you like that, just stay to the end and check that out. We're going to cover several altcoins. We're going to cover Bitcoin, of course, and just kind of get a grandiose picture for the short term and long term on several of these. So this will be a little bit longer video. So I'll skip around a lot. You can skip if you want only interested in Bitcoin. Go probably right after this. But we'll do some altcoins and then Bitcoin and just some dilly-dallying. So let's get right to it. XRP, right? One of the heavy hitters for this week. So let's start there. Notice the amazing spikes in volume here, right? This is significant. When you have an increase in rise in volume, you see at the bottom here as well, the average in the blue, right? As long as that's moving up, the moves can easily continue. So what we don't want to see is this start to curl off, right? This is the hourly chart. So this is a short time frame zoomed way in on the granular level. But what we don't want to start making lower lows. So we're kind of at the support zone right now. For today, I would be looking to hold this kind of 47-cent level. We start to break down here, right? You can see the lower Bollinger Bands. You can see them start to peel open here. So obviously it's probably going to depend on what Bitcoin is doing in the bigger picture, but XRP is trying to fight the trend as much as possible. So you still want to maintain structure, and we're kind of right here on the the smaller daily scale, the hourly picture. So let's zoom out to the daily and see if we got any more news, right? So now look at what we have here, right? Volume. I mean, note the volume increasing here and still going up. Although the red's starting to creep up here, right? As you see, right? We poked up to almost 56 cents yesterday, right? Last night even. And now we're coming down to, what is this moving average? I'm glad you asked. It's the 200-day EMA. We need to hold here, right? Right around that 47-cent level. And then we can hope for another bounce, right? We have the volume increasing still. We're still okay, but we'd really like to not see this close here today. That's not a good looking candle, right? That would not what we want to close at. So hopefully we can get a bounce sometime throughout the day. Maybe we can end up closing right around that 50-cent level, which if you zoom out more, it's a pretty it's a little bit bigger of a level than just the nice round 50 cents, right? So nice breakout right here, right? We came back and even tested kind of on this level that we've kind of been holding on since, summertime. So structurally, volume-wise, everything looks okay. Just watch this candle close today. All right, we don't want to close back under this 200 after getting back above it for the first time in a long time, right? So the 200, right, we got peaked above it right when Bitcoin was going to 48K. And then, the rest is kind of just been flatlining, but building a base, right? So we want to, hopefully start this and continue the momentum to the upside. Everything looks good so far, but depending on this close today, we will see. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture, look at XRP in a little bit bigger way. And now it's looking pretty special, right? The weekly Bollinger Bands, right? Look how narrow they are. That's a good sign on the weekly that, volatility is increasing just ahead. Now, we might, take another month or so to really kind of build this up, but maybe this is the initial gunpowder starting to fire here. So good looks here after this kind of bottom held. You can see that bottom kind of formation right around the 30-cent level. And now with the Bollinger Bands tightening, right, maybe we got some special stuff coming in the weeks and months ahead, right? Look at the weekly volume. The highest weekly volume, I mean, you got to go back to August of 2021 to see anything even remotely real close to that, right? So that's worth noting. So just keep that in mind. There's some decent things happening. Looks like, obviously the news is a big player in this, but I could see XRP kind of leading the way here if things start to brew. Now, the other biggest thing on this, the glaring thing on this chart, even though it's hard to see here, right? A lot of lines, a lot of moving averages, should be this guy right here. The 200 week, right? This kind of dark neon pink right there. That number, as you can see right here, 48 cents, right? We need to get above that on the weekly and close above that. So that's what I'd be looking for in the biggest picture XRP. So now let's, I could have just made a XRP video today, huh? Let's go over to Bitcoin. We'll keep it moving. Let's go on to the weekly, right? Where we're in danger of flirting with a drop zone here. So all eyes on this low, 17,567. If we, breach that, we could be in danger. The lower Bollinger Band here is right around, let's see, what's like 15.3, right? Not that you can't go through that, right? We could certainly wick through that, as you can see back here, but that's what I can be looking for. I kind of be looking for kind of some kind of capitulation in the next couple of weeks. Maybe, right? There's nothing that guaranteed, right? Here's 10K right here. It doesn't look very significant, but that's the move. If we break this, the odds go up of us testing that 14 to 10, 11, 12K, something in there. And you should start switching to, thinking about buying, dollar cost averaging, to say the least. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. No need to rush too much into thinking about buys, or certainly for the long term. But we're at this critical level right now. We close in 2.5 days, so let's keep our eye on these lows. Let's zoom in a little bit. The weekly, right? We're under the 200 week for the most time in history. So, this time is, you could say, uncharted, right? So now, what to watch for here in the next, handful of days to weeks. Look at how wide the Bollinger Bands are, and you're seeing, just a lot of chop, right? Up one day, down the next day, right? Up one day, down the next day. This is difficult trading range. So we're still bearish because we're in a bear market, right? We're under the 200 week. We're under all these moving averages. Anytime you're beneath all your moving averages, buys should be very minimal, if any, right? Maybe with, these presses outside these Bollinger Bands. See this, when you get these huge presses down, 95% of your price action is going to happen inside the band. So, maybe if you're in the short-term plays, you could play that. But, the safest thing is to, zoom out. Play the daily and the weekly. If you do good there, then you can zoom in. But if you haven't done well on the daily and weekly for, years, then no reason to really zoom in. It's much more risky the more you zoom in. Much more, certainly right now where we are, a lot of chop. So just for what that's worth, we want to be watching these lows. Obviously, we continue making lower lows. I mean, there's our lowest low in a long time, right? Since our 17.5 bottom so far. New low, right? But, zoomed out, right? This is what we're looking at on the daily chart. We're trying to form a bottom, but we're in danger of, pressing through this bottom. And we might get our answer on that if this is going to hold again in the next handful of days, maybe even by week's end, right? We got, 7-8 days left in the month. Let's see how many days, because I don't know. 7 days, 9 hours, right? So watch that for the monthly close, right? Let's go ahead and look at the monthly real quick. Just a bigger picture, right? So we're on the lower monthly. I mean, look at the monthly Bollinger Bands opening here, right? So, I mean, structure-wise, we don't have any real big support until, 14K, right? That's our monthly highest closing candle until our last bull run, right? So, structure-wise, that looks like a pretty decent start level to be thinking about, which, maybe you've probably seen all kinds of levels at this point. But, I mean, structure-wise, you have a monthly close there, last bull run, right? And then, wick up to the summer high of 2019, right? That just makes sense based on the charts, right? So that, not for a hard bottom, but at least for a, initial maybe thought at a bottom, right? Nobody knows anything that's going to come. Great quote we heard the other day by, I think Peter Brandt retweeted it. There's two kind of market forecasters, those that don't know and those that don't know they don't know. So that was great. So yeah, 0 people know what's going to come. Even the best traders in the world don't know, but your ability to adapt to the ever-changing market is your either success rate or failure rate, right? So the best traders in the world are, Bruce Lee. Be water, my friend. All right, so that's enough of Bitcoin. Let's see what else we got. I really could wrap this up sooner or later. Already 10 minutes. What else do you want to look at? I'll listen. I'll wait and listen. The DXY, why not? We're surprise. We're at another all-time high since 2000, 20 plus year high right here, right? And that's been happening day after day after day, right? Highest 20-year close high, 20-year close high, 20-year close high, right? It's ridiculous, right? It's in a full-blown bull market with no signs of stopping, right? There's no signs. What are the signs? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have to start crossing under all the moving averages that we haven't done before, right? So we've spent like 1 day below the 50-day. There's 2 days below the 50-day. How about we get a week below the 50-day? If you zoom out, then we can start to get a snapshot of how strong this is. I mean, look at the bull formation here. I mean, we broke out of the lid line back at 100, right? Right, kind of this previous top. Then we came back, we blasted out, came back, tested, and then liftoffs, right? I mean, textbook bull run starting level. Where could we stop? I mean, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. But I mean, structure-wise, you almost have to go to the monthly because it's been so damn long. Looking back at this, I mean, we could go all the way up here. I mean, you could look at all the bond markets. I mean, they're all making highs not seen in like 50 years. I mean, it's like nutty, right? We can go look at that in a minute too. I think I got them down here somewhere. But I mean, it's certainly, I don't know anybody that would doubt that we could possibly make 120, right? If we go up to 120, Bitcoin's certainly flirting with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14K. It's in between that 10 to 14K level if the DXY is at 120, and certainly that is a logical possibility. I don't know how you could look at this chart and be like, no, there's no way, right? So obviously it's going to turn around at some point, but could this last another month? Of course. Could this last another year? It's possible, right? I mean, look at these runs. I mean, who's to say we're not right in this area, right? Maybe we have the craziest months just ahead, right? Nobody knows. But saying like this certainly could go on longer than we're wanting. So just, I mean, there's no signs. What would be another good sign, right? Weekly, monthly Bollinger Band starting to close, right? That would be a good sign. And what we're going to need to do that is a drop, right? And so far, we're not looking at dropping. We're looking at skyrocketing. So just keep that in mind. The bigger picture, DXY looks awfully bullish. I mean, look at the weekly Bollinger Bands are starting to peel back now as this is a power move, right? Power move on top of power move on top of power move. They just keep opening and then taking a breath. Oh, right, the Michael Phelps just swimming upstream and no signs of stopping. So just for what that's worth, if you haven't seen that yet or paid attention to it, it's worth noting. That is amazing. This might be the biggest week we've had since the pandemic even. I mean, we're up almost 3%, right? It's paltry for crypto prices, but I mean, for the DXY to go up 3% in a week is pretty nutty. So that's that. How about the stock market? Anybody in that? Right, what are we looking like here? Well, we're at critical levels. What is that number, right? We should be familiar with that. We looked at XRP. That's the 200 week. We have to bounce here and hold here, or the stock market is in danger of coming down to this level. What is that level? Well, you got to zoom out more, right? Let's zoom way out, right? That's kind of our previous kind of head hitter back before the pandemic, and right, the launching pad for whatever the hell that move you could call that move, right? The 2021 ultimate recovery, right? So if we breach that 200 week, we close below it, right? And the weekly close is in 5.5 hours. So that number 3684. So pay attention to that very bigly. All right. What else we got? Might as well do, how about Ethereum? Anybody in Ethereum? Right. We're below the 200 week, just like Bitcoin now, right? It was showing signs of life here. But now, right, structure level, I mean, right in 1,000, psychological, psychology. But I mean, look, we do have some good things going for it. On the monthly, right, we've kind of gone down, tagged this, found some recovery, right, we're just barely below it. And then, so when we come back down, right, 11, right, look at this monthly close, right, keep the bigger picture in mind. 1105, right? We want that to hold. Obviously, if Bitcoin goes to 10K, not a snowball's chance in hell. That's a good one. It should be on my t-shirt somewhere. All right, so for Ethereum structure level, if Bitcoin goes to 10K, I mean, you got to look at a little bit lower for Ethereum, right? We're looking at, maybe Ethereum doesn't have solid floor structure as Bitcoin does, but you could maybe make the argument of the 600. That was kind of our breakout level, right? We're looking at that. these closing candles on the monthly, right? The weekly, let's take a look at that real quick. Weekly Ethereum, right? We're getting pretty in depth here, but kind of that's a little bit sharper of a level right there. Somewhere between 6 and 8 for Ethereum if Bitcoin goes to that, the lower teens, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14K, right? This could be a nice buy zone for Ethereum. Ethereum still has, a lot of things going for it. I think you still easily hit 10, 15K next bull run. So that would be pretty nice gains even for the number 2, maybe potentially someday number 1 crypto by market cap. So I know I'm rambling here. Let's look at the one thing we haven't really talked about on the YouTube channel. We talk about this in Telegram a lot, but the VIX index, the volatility index for the stock market, right? Anytime we're kind of way up in here, and if you look at it on the monthly, I like that better. Let me put this on auto here. And you see there's not a whole lot of times you're down low or really high. So I really kind of arbitrarily do this around 35. Anytime you kind of get above this level, I like to, start thinking about coming back into the market, right? If you're in cash, right? Buying when everyone is scared or the world's on fire is usually a good idea. And this is kind of what happens when you're up in this area, right? It seems like the worst time and, all hell's breaking loose. The world's crumbling. Those are usually the best times to start coming back in the markets, right? So DCAing up in here, you can see we're higher than lower, but we're still not quite there yet. Kind of waiting for some kind of. I'll zoom in here. Sometimes I forget that you guys are watching on phones or where are you? Where are you watching at? Let me know that comment. I would like to know. I've never even asked that. And for the 4 of you still watching here, let me know. Where do you watch most of my videos? We don't, Chase. Nobody watches these. Your phone, your TV, tablet, laptop, whatever. I would like to know. Maybe I'll try to do something different. I don't know what I would do, but I just made that up. But so we're looking at the VIX index. I really like to see a press above 30 to really, be more confident that, the bigger drops are gone. Maybe Bitcoin's at, 14K and the VIX index on the stock market is, at 38, I'll be ready to, start buying, some bigly amounts. Now, on the other hand, right, and we haven't talked about these times, but think back to these times, right? When you're ultra low on the VIX index, everyone's happy as pigs in shit, right? There's no travel ahead, blue skies everywhere, everyone's got Lambos on their mind, right? So keep that in mind next time the VIX index is, in the teens or, approaching that nothing lasts forever, especially if we get down on these single-digit numbers. It's usually about to be good night, Sally. So I don't know what Sally gets dragged through the mud, but what else do we got? We got not much else. Bitcoin dominance, not really worth looking at. Not much action, just sideways for just like 18 months. So no biggie there. Bitcoin shorts I've started to keep an eye on, right? It tells you kind of what the entire market's starting to think about Bitcoin shorts. So this is a longer video. Let me know if you like this. I can do more of these. Maybe once a week we can do just the whole shebang of everything right in it. So look at the Bitcoin shorts, right, on the daily chart, right? They've skyrocketed. But usually it's kind of like the VIX index. You want to kind of maybe not use this to trade, but use this for your, get a read on the rest of the market, right? A lot of people are thinking that, Bitcoin's going lower, right? Because they're shorting more and more shorts are stacking up. Usually that's these flip, right? When they're the ultra low, Bitcoin's usually probably getting ready to have a drop. When they're ultra high, Bitcoin's probably getting ready to have a rise, right? So it's kind of the flip point, but usually the market is the majority, right? The masses are usually a little late to their own party. So what else do we got? I'll throw some CHAINLINK in here because I know a lot of you like CHAINLINK for that's why you subscribed. So we're sideways, right? We're looking like XRP was before the breakout, right? So we need some things going for CHAINLINK, right? But until we get above 10, right? $10 at 200 week, right? We're just stuck in the mud. So just be patient, be calm. If you want to be ultra safe, wait for a break down here, right? A capitulation flush, then start accumulating. Or if you want to be ultra safe and conservative, wait for a break and a close above the 200 week, above $10, and then come back in. You'll have plenty of time, right? You don't have to rush any buys in a bear market. Wait for one of these levels to break and then, act accordingly, right? So easy peasy. What else do we got? That's about it. I don't know. Let me know if you like these. If you like the longer ones like this will take 17 hours to upload to YouTube, but hopefully it uploads quicker. And if you like this, we can do this like every Friday or something, or every Thursday, every Wednesday, whatever. I'll try to do something like this. If it helps you, obviously, if I get 112 views, probably not gonna do this a whole lot, but I'm trying to do a little bit different stuff, because obviously what have been doing is not working. I made like 600 YouTube videos now. I'm not even getting 600 views for video, so good night. Good night, Joker. Let me know what do you want to see more of? Do you want to see more longer videos like this with including a lot of stuff, or individual coin videos, individual alts? You want me to look at moving averages? You want me to look at indicators? I need at least 10 people to respond saying similar things, or if 4 people respond and all say different things, that doesn't help me much, right? But yeah, so I'm just looking to obviously help, but if nobody likes to watch, then all right. What else do we got? We got quote of the day. I often quote myself, and it adds spice to my conversation. It's a good one. Car of the day. Might as well go into the weekend in the lap of luxury. House on wheels, as I like to call it. Why, Chase? Why do you call it a house on wheels? Because it's big? No, because it costs 500 grand. I think you can buy a couple houses. There's houses for 500 grand, right? House on wheels. Get it? Shut up. So this is the factory version. If you like a little bit more ghetto style and you want to, thug life it, Floyd Mayweather, there you go. Not my first choice, but it looks all right, I guess. I don't know if I'd, candy paint a $500,000 car, but I don't have 500 grand to put on a car, so I can't judge. Go Floyd. All right, that'll wrap it up. I'll pick you up in that next bull cycle in my blue shirt and blue Rolls Royce. Floyd Mayweather said he's going to ride with me in the passenger seat. He'll punch you.